Hey, I'm Max, and I retired at age 59. I didn't want to, kind of forced to retire. I know a lot of you are probably in the same boat. You worked 30 years in a career and you did what you were supposed to do and you did all the things that were right. And then one day you find yourself in your late 50s and 60s, and whether you were let go or you got fired or whatever it was, you know, or you jumped from one contract to another like you've done all your life, all of a sudden you find yourself not being able to get a job. And you start to wonder, is it because I'm 59 or 60 or 62 or 63? And that's where I'm at. About a year ago, after 30 years in the IT world as a programmer and manager, I found out that I can't get a job anymore. It's not like there's not jobs out there. As a programmer for years and years and years, if I came off of one contract, I knew without a doubt within a couple of weeks I would have another contract. And my last contract was 6.5 years with one employer. And at the end of that, which was April of 2024, I thought, well, I'll take a little time off. I'll relax and get the house ready, because we were going to move and start that kind of idea of retiring to where we were going to end up kind of deal. And then I started looking for jobs, and it was like I had the plague. I was like, what's going on here? I've never had this kind of problem. I used to tell my wife a long time ago, one day the contracts are going to end and I'm not going to be hired. And I just said that because I wanted to prepare her for what's possible, right? And then it actually happened. And so I'm finding myself in a situation I'm not sure what to do. I don't call it a planned retirement. I planned on working till I was, 65, 67, maybe 70, as long as I had contracts coming in, because it's good money. I've made six figures all my life practically. And all of a sudden, I find myself not being able to get those kind of jobs. And so I started looking on YouTube, and I found that there's a lot of people in this same scenario, that they were kind of forced to retire. And so I'm curious out there, those that are listening to me, what's your story? Tell me, put it in the comments below. Are you finding that it's difficult to get a job in your late 50s and 60s, or am I just some kind of anomaly? Maybe I do have the plague. I'm curious what you have to say. I know, based on what I saw on YouTube, if there's a few people talking about it, there's probably many in the same situation. 1 year later, here I am having to make some choices. Do I go get a part-time job? Do I get gig work, start working for Amazon Flex or one of those delivery companies like DoorDash, and make much less money but make money? Or maybe start a new business, or do better at my investing. It's not like I don't have money. It's just, I think because I didn't plan on the retirement, it's kind of like, what do I do? I imagine if people planned on a retirement and said, I'm going to stop at age 62, then they take Social Security or whatever their plan was and draw down on their 401ks and IRAs and that kind of thing. If it was planned, I can see where, they took a little vacation time, they decompressed, and then maybe, from what I understand after watching one of these TED Talks, people say, well, you know what? Then you get into boredom, and then this learning phase, and then maybe even a guilty phase, because you're thinking, okay, should I be working? That kind of thing. And I didn't go through any of that because I want a job. And so I'm in a situation where my wife, she's 57, and she has a job, and for a long time, she raised the kids, and I worked, and we were, single income earners for many, many years. And then after the kids were gone, she started working, but it's not enough to sustain us or with the lifestyle we have. And keep in mind, I know you don't know me, but I'm the cheapest man on earth, and we've never had a new car. We've paid for our kids to go to college. They didn't go into debt. We gave to the church. We're very frugal, and we've saved a lot of money. We're not in desperation at this point. It's more of she makes a certain amount of money, and we just need to make a little bit more money to get by. But at the same time, you're asking yourself, why can't I get hired? And I understand hiring managers, and I understand because I used to hire programmers and managers, and I can see where someone says, you know what, the guy's 60 years old and he's got maybe 2 years, 5 years, 7 years. Why pour money into him, even though he has 30 years of experience? Why pour money into him when we can get somebody cheaper, possibly, or younger at 50 or 40? It makes sense. I understand that. But if you've gone through this, what I want to do is kind of make a little community. I want you to tell me about it, but I also want to talk about it in the sense of, you know, what are you doing to get by? Did you do gig work? Did you start a new job? Are you selling on Amazon or eBay like I see a lot of people doing? What are you doing to get by or maintain your sanity? What I found was after I don't have a job, I don't have that communication like I used to. I mean, the kids are gone. Yes, I have my wife, and yes, we communicate and we have a good time together and we do vacations and that kind of thing. But you miss that interaction with other people. So are you getting that interaction through hobbies or your part-time work, or what is it that's getting you by? I've noticed I've started to feel guilty for not working. Although I worked for many years, and I feel like I deserve a little time, but I feel guilty for not bringing in money like my wife is doing. And so it's very hard to relax. It's very hard to not find something. So as we go along, I'm going to kind of share my life. That's what this YouTube channel is about. And how am I going to get through this? Is it going to be doing Amazon Flex? And I'll make videos about that if that works out. And that way, if you're interested in doing something like that, you'll see my mistakes and how to take care of those things before you get involved, or if you're even interested in those kind of things. It's going to be a little scary actually to do those kind of things. Or maybe I start a business. Maybe I start selling on Amazon. Maybe I start selling on eBay. I don't know, but I'm just going to share the things that I learned along the way, because I know there's a lot of people out there. I'm going to talk about my investing, and maybe you can share with you what you're doing in the comments below. How do you handle this situation? Have you done Amazon Flex? Have you done DoorDash? What are some tips? Help me get started. I need a lot of help at this point because I need a sense of community. I need somebody to say, you know, Max, it's going to be all right. Let's get you in the right direction, and here's what I did. So if you're interested in this kind of channel, if you're interested in, you know, how I'm going to get through this and helping me out, then go ahead and subscribe. It doesn't cost you a dime. I notice a lot of people out there think when you hit the subscribe button that you're committing to something. You can always unsubscribe. And all it does is if you hit the notification button, it lets you know that I've put out a new video, and that helps me get out there. Also, if you've got something to say it in the comments below. If you say, Max, shut up and get at it, or Max, here's what we've done. Maybe you want to think about this, and give me some helpful information. If you want to share along the way, tell me what videos you want me to make. You know, do you want me to try the Amazon Flex? Do you want the DoorDash? Do you want me to start a business like a lawnmower business? I did go get my real estate license, so that's a possibility as well. Even though I don't know how to do that at this point in time, that might be an adventure to share as well. So help me out, hit that like button. If you kind of like this content, it helps me in the algorithm, helps me get out there. I appreciate it. I hope that you'll join this community. I hope you'll help me out and I can help you out as we go along. God bless.